Hey, what's up guys? Chris McCarthy here with McFit Method, and welcome to the 21-day Rapid Fat Loss Challenge Leg Day. So this workout, how it's going to work is we're going to be doing 3 different leg exercises, and then in between those, we're going to be grabbing that jump rope and we're going to be doing 100 rotations of that jump rope in between all of our reps and sets. Now, what this is doing is allowing us to do strength training and build those muscles, but while those muscles are resting before we move into the next set, we're going to pick up that jump rope. And by doing that, it keeps the heart rate up into that fat burning target zone. So essentially what you're doing is you're working on your conditioning, you're working on your strength training, but you're burning body fat while you're also building muscle. And that's the reason why McFit Method and Jump Rope Fit, these methods of fitness work so well and are so effective. So the first exercise that we're going to do here on leg day is going to be dumbbell goblet squats. So I'm going to head back here. I'm going to grab a single dumbbell and we're going to get it up in here, kind of a front rack goblet held position. And you want to be standing in a certain position here. So you want your feet a little bit wider than hip width apart and toes pointed out slightly. Now you're going to have the dumbbell up into this front rack goblet position. You're going to start by sending those hips back, bending slightly at the knees, and you're going to keep your chest up the entire time. You're going to come back down. Weight should be in the heels here. We don't want it forward too much, even though the dumbbell is going to want to pull you forward. That's why you sit back as much as you can to keep it from pulling you forward. And you're going to squat down, making sure that those knees are tracking out over those toes. We don't want them caving in. So you're going to come all the way down, and then you're going to stand all the way back up, opening up those hips fully at the top, all the way down, all the way back up. So grabbing this dumbbell, getting up into this position, sending those hips back, start slight bending those knees tracking out over those toes all the way down till you go just below parallel, and then opening back up those hips all the way at the top. That completes 1 rep. Now we're gonna do 15 of these goblet squats today on this first set. So 15 reps of those. Once you're done with that, you're gonna set the dumbbell down. Now we're immediately gonna move over here. We've done the strength training, now we're gonna work on the fat burning. Pick up that jump rope and we're gonna do 100 rotations of the jump rope. Always maintaining proper form here, guys. What that means is we're jumping on the balls of our feet and we're jumping just slightly off the ground, not too high, just enough to get that rope through there. And chest up, shoulders back, keeping those elbows in close to our sides the entire time, and we're rotating the rope just with our wrists. Not a lot of movement over here at the shoulder or in the elbow joint. And you notice I'm bounding up and down on the balls of my feet. I'm not kicking my legs up. I'm not kicking them back. I'm not piking them forward. It's just a nice bounding movement and rotation of that jump rope. So you can do 100 rotations of this jump rope. Then you're gonna pick up that dumbbell again, and you're gonna do another set of those goblet squats, but this time instead of 15, we're gonna end up doing 12. Then you're gonna pick up this jump rope again. We're gonna do another 100 rotations of the jump rope, burning that fat while we're resting those muscles. And then we're gonna pick up that dumbbell and do a final set of those goblet squats. This time we're only gonna do 9. Once you complete those 9, pick up this jump rope again for another 100 rotations, and then you're gonna rest for 1 minute. After that 1 minute is up, we're moving on to the second exercise today on leg day, which is going to be dumbbell forward lunges. So set my jump rope down here. Go ahead and grab this dumbbell, put this one off to the side. These are gonna be forward lunges. So I'm grabbing 2 different dumbbells today. Palms are gonna be facing each other on these. And I'm gonna get into position, and I'm gonna stand straight up, chest up. I'm gonna lunge forward with the right leg, and then I'm gonna come back, then lunge forward with the left leg. And we're doing a total, once again, of 15 of these on each side. So 30 total of these lunges. Couple things on these. Couple tips is when you get in this lunge position, make sure you're not leaning forward. You wanna keep that chest up the entire time. So nice vertical plane here when you go into that lunge. Also, when you go into that lunge, you wanna make sure you're not short stepping it. So sometimes what happens is you short step the lunge, and then when you go into that lunge, what happens is the knee starts to track out way over the front of that toe. What we want to do is we want to kick that leg out. So make sure when you go into that lunge, what's happening is you have a nice 90-degree angle here and a nice vertical plane here, and then also on that back. So chest up, upright position, and not overstepping or not short stepping that so the knee goes out over that toe. Now you're gonna do 15 of those lunges. Once you've completed 15, a total of 30, you're gonna pick up that jump rope and you do another set of 100 of those jump rope rotations. Then you're gonna pick up those dumbbells again, another set of those alternating lunges, this time just 12 per leg. Pick up the jump rope for another set of the 100 rotations. Then we're gonna grab those dumbbells again, another set of the alternating lunges, this time just 9 per side, so a total of 18. pick up that jump rope for another 100 rotations of the jump rope, and then you're gonna rest for 1 minute. Then we're gonna move on to our final exercise here on leg day, which is gonna be dumbbell sumo squats. So I'm gonna grab the same dumbbell I had on the goblet squats. There's a couple ways you can actually do this, depending on the weight and the size of the dumbbell that you're doing. The key on this is you wanna get your feet wider apart, and you want your toes pointed out as possibly as far as you possibly can on these. A couple different ways you can do it. You can do it with one dumbbell and hold it from the top and then go into that squat position. But you notice my toes are going way out, and my knees are tracking out over my toes. So I'm going straight down, keeping that chest up the entire time. Really gonna work inside of the quads, hamstrings, inside the adductor muscles. And what you wanna do is, so I have the dumbbell here, so you can basically kick your feet out like this, keeping that chest up, and you can do it squat down and then all the way up. The problem with doing the dumbbell just like this though is with this type of weight, the dumbbells are quite large, so you really can't get too deep into that squat because the head of the dumbbell touches the ground. So you can do it this way. However, if you want to increase the weight and get a little bit deeper into that squat, what you could do is grab a pair of dumbbells. So I have two dumbbells here, and hold them in this position right next to each other. That way, once you get in that sumo squat position, chest up, coming all the way down, you can get a little deeper in there without the head of the dumbbell touching the ground. All the way up. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna do 15 of these sumo squats. Once you've completed 15 of those, as always, we're gonna pick up that jump rope. We're gonna do 100 rotations of that jump rope. Then you go back to those sumo squats again. You're gonna do 12 reps this time. Back to the jump rope, 100 rotations. Back to the sumo squats for 9. Back to the jump rope for another 100 rotations of that. Then you're gonna go ahead and rest for 1 minute before we go into the burnout round. Now the burnout round is just basic body weight squats today. So what we're gonna do is 3 different sets of this burnout round, and we're doing them all to failure. So you're gonna start set 1, as many body weight squats as you possibly can, and you'll rest for 10 seconds and move on. In the body weight squat position, feet should be a little bit wider than hip width apart. As always, toes kind of pointed outward slightly. And when you go in that squat position, chest up the entire time. You're gonna start by hinging at those hips and setting that butt back. Weight should be over there in the heels, and knees should be tracking out over those toes. As always, we don't want them caving in, so open that up, come all the way down, keeping that chest up the whole time. We don't want to be leaning forward on there, and come all the way back up, opening up those hips to full extension at the top. So all the way down, all the way back up. Want to make sure that you're going down below parallel on these. So you're just gonna burn out as many of these squats as you possibly can. When you get to that position where you're like, oh, I just can't do anymore, you're gonna rest for 10 seconds. That's it, only 10 seconds. Right back into position, do as many of these squats as you can again. Once you can't do any more, rest it for 10 seconds, shake out those quads, shake out those hamstrings, shake out those glutes, and then a final set, burnout set of these squats, as many as you possibly can. Now, for some of you, doing body weight squats, you could probably do a lot of them. So if you do want to go ahead and add weight to them, you can. A great way to do that is with a weighted vest. If you have that, that's awesome. If not, you can get some dumbbells. And I would recommend, if you're doing them weighted, to hold them up here in the front rack position, even rest them on your shoulders. That way your shoulders, arms, biceps, hands aren't going to get fatigued before your legs. So if you are going to add weight to that, go ahead and either use like a weighted vest, or have them in a position where you're not going to fatigue other muscles before you fatigue your legs. Once you've completed that last round of the burnout, the 3rd round where you can no longer do any more of those body weight squats, this workout is over. So that would complete leg day. So, all right guys, I hope you're enjoying this 21-day rapid fat loss challenge, and I will see you right back here tomorrow for the next workout.